The common characteristics of children with ADHD on your screen: often inattentive, hyperactive, impulsive, difficulty in cognitive processing. While you are giving instructions, hindi siya makapag-focus. Okay, another, lagging behind in academic achievement. Imagination and creativity. Yung may tanong ka, eto ha, pag may ADHD, normal sila physically. Okay? Mahirap i-identify agad-agad na may ADHD siya. Dadaan yan sa test ng isang specialist. Okay? Pero ito ang common symptoms. At pag nakita nyo na yan, inform the parent na mag-consult na sila ng doctor for them to know at ma-address agad. Okay, exceptional imagination and creativity. Classroom behavior problems like disruptiveness, non-compliance with rules, difficulty interpreting and reasoning about social situations. Ayan, you're introducing about social problems. So kaya, paano ang tamang pagtapon ng basura? Kunyari, yun ang tanong mo. Okay, tapos yung sagot niya out of the blue. Kaya itatapon po sa inyo, teacher. Kayo po ang mag-iipon kasi teacher po. Pwedeng sign na yun na may ADHD ang bata. Yung mga kakaibang sagot, no? Ayan. Magambala. I mean, you should be alert with this. Hindi nyo, huwag nyo isipin na joke lang yun. This could be a sign of ADHD. Greater emotional reactivity. Few friendships. Ayan. O, hindi takmo friends can shout out. Friend lang pala niya yung kapatid niya. Kaya wala siyang friend. That's also a sign. Next, poor memory. Disorganized. Okay? Check nyo yung back ng mga bata. Ayan, hindi maayos. Restlessness and incessant talking and activity. Hindi mo naman kinakausap pero salita ng salita, dada ng dada. Speech and communication disorders. Impairment in spoken language or communication and comprehension. Okay, what are the characteristics? They have difficulties in reading and writing. Self-conscious, embarrassed when talking, reluctant to speak. Now, the question is how to deal with this type of learner if they have speech disorder. Yung nahirapan magsalita. Meron mga ganitong cases, wag niyang pilitin na magsalita. Okay? Kung sa araw na to, after 1 month, di pa rin nagsasalita, o kausapin niyo kung ano yung problema. After that, encourage for oral communication and inform the class na wag nilang tawanan, wag nilang i-ridicule. Okay? Inform them na wala yung bata. Yung batang yun. Inform niyo na agad yung klase na ganito, may speech disorder ang klase niya. Let's help him to speak out, to learn the ability to speak. And wala nang ibang tutulong sa kanila kundi tayo. So, wag nating tawanan. Let's encourage. So, ganon. Encourage others not to tease or ridicule these children. Okay? Okay, we move now to the third, the social and behavioral problems and the indicators. What are these? Okay, these are the 3 social and behavioral problems and behavioral indicators. We have the emotional or behavioral disorders, we have autism, and mental retardation. So iba pa pala ang autism sa mental retardation. Let's begin with emotional or behavioral disorders. So these are emotional states that persist for a long time and consequently affect learning. Example, depression. Symptoms may be internal. So, pwedeng hindi nakikita. Kasi kaya nga di ba, nakakalungkot man, mahirap i-identify kapag isang tao ay suicidal. Kasi it's internal. Pwedeng masaya siya, okay, yung pinoproject ng image into the class or outside, pero, anong tawag dito? Internally, okay, in the inner, durog na durog pala siya. So, that's all. It's about feelings. Okay? And it's hard to identify. That's why you need to advise over and over again these children to speak to someone, to speak to you when they have problems. Okay? Diba? Madalas yung suicidal attempt at yung suicide sa mga lalaki. Okay? So, kausapin natin sila ng maayos. It depends on your management skills. I'm telling you. Hindi ibig sabihin na ang tahimik na classroom healthy. No. Not all silent classroom are healthy classrooms. Pwedeng tahimik sila pero hindi sila nakikinig kasi natatakot lang sila sa'yo. And not all noisy classrooms are not classrooms that are not learning. Minsan yung mga maingay pa na yan, sila pa yung natututo. It could also be behavioral, yung nakikita. Behaviors which may be indicative of emotional or behavior. Check yourself, ha, and others. Paano malalaman kung meron silang behavioral and or emotional disorders? First, difficulty in interacting with others in socially acceptable manner. Difficulty establishing satisfactory interpersonal relationships. Poor self-concept, poor self-confidence. Yan. Next, frequently absent from school. Yung mapag-absent. Yung pa natin lang, pwede pa natin lang behavioral. It's a sign. So pag absenteeism na ang practice niya, it's already a sign of behavioral disorder. So next, deteriorating academic performance with increasing age. Yung performance niya is going down. Okay? Next, unable to learn, showing inappropriate types of behavior or feelings under normal circumstances, developing physical symptoms or fears associated with personal and school problems. So these are the possible indicators that may be projected by a child with emotional or behavioral disorder. Okay, let's talk about autism. It is a condition caused by a brain abnormality. It is marked by impairment in social interaction. They prefer to be alone. Okay, they exhibit savant syndrome. Okay, what do we mean by this one? It's an exceptional ability in one field. Yung isang field lang. Di ba usually if you are a child with autism, meron kang isang skill kung saan nag-excel ka. Like you excel in music, o yeah, pianist siya. You excel in arts, painting, with autism siya, but kaya niya mag-paint na kung napakagaganda mga obra maestra. Meron din naman children with autism pero kaya nila mag-play ng violin. Ayan. That's what we call the savant syndrome. Okay. Saan na tayo? Characteristics of children with autism on your screen. Obsessively repetitive movement activities like rocking back and forth. Maybe self-abusive, banging their heads, slapping or biting themselves. Okay? Bakit natin binabanggit ito? Para alam nyo, in such case, you will be able to encounter these symptoms. Alam nyo kung paano i-address. Okay? At least makatulong ka pa sa pamilya kung sakaling hindi nila alam because they are not highly equipped with the skill to know. But at least now, you have the opportunity to know about the symptoms. So you would know how to address when it comes to approaching this type of learners. Unusual responses to sensory inputs like exaggerated responses to sound, withdrawn or do not communicate at all. They exhibit periodic emotional outbursts. May exhibit abnormal responses to objects. Maing kaldero, gagawa ng batsa. And what I mean is that they use these objects differently, in a different way. At hindi naman innovation, yun yung kakaiba talaga yung way nila ng paggamit nito. So these are signs and symptoms of autism. Okay, delays in cognitive and social functioning indicators. Mental retardation, which is different from autism. So this is a condition of below average intelligence. Below average intelligence. Consistent. Tangala kang pesa rakwis anjang metong from the first day of school up to the last day of school. Ala kang pesa ra metong mantes karing ganaganang subjects mo. Panay kang 0 kaya 1. Yan, that's already a sign. As well as deficits in social and practical intelligence and adaptive behavior. And is often caused by genetic conditions. So pwedeng namamana. Others may be due to non-inherited cases and other environmental factors like the mother's neglect. Okay, nung pinagbubuntis siya, that's environmental. Growing in an impoverished or unstimulating home environments. Okay, depende sa environment ng bahay. That could also be a factor for mental retardation. For genetic naman, example is children with Down syndrome. Ayan. Children with Down syndrome, it could be genetic. Okay? There's a genes. Yung non-inherited cases, example, oxygen deprivation during birth. Yeah. That could be oxygen deprivation, and that could lead to mental retardation, malnutrition ng nanay. Okay, habang pinagbubuntis siya. Okay. What are the common characteristics of children with development delays. They have the desire to belong and fit in school, yet, however, they have less general knowledge about the world. Okay, poor reading and language skills. So those are the common characteristics. Next, physical, sensory challenges and behavioral indicators, which are categorized into three: pwedeng physical and health impairments, visual impairments, or hearing loss. Okay? And these are obvious physically. At yung sinasabi nating special needs na obvious physically, kita mo na agad pag malabo yung mata. We need to address these issues, what I mean. Okay? Yung ganun na yung disability niya, yung physical need, address it. Okay? So ayan ha, bago mag-upisa ang klase, alamin nyo na. Eto, nalalaman agad to. Kung may hearing difficulty, visual impairment, or physical and health impairment. At minsan sinasabi na agad ng magulang sa inyo. Okay. These are physical, medical conditions, usually long-term, and interfere with school performance. Physical and health impairments. Example, yung asthma. Di ba pag may asthma ang bata sa PE, meron silang excuse. Mo kami dito na mga push-up dahil mag-PE pa. Diyos ko, fete, may anak. Yan, dapat careful kayo naman. I repeat, bago mag-umpisa ang klase, alamin nyo ang health status nila. Learning ability similar to students with this, of course, hindi naman kasi mental retardation to, hindi naman autism. It's not cognitive, so they can still learn just like the normal students. But they have fewer opportunities to interact outside. Low stamina and tendency to tire easily, low esteem, insecurity, embarrassment due to physical limitations. Next, visual impairments. Malfunction of the eyes or optic nerve that prevent normal vision even with corrective lenses. Eto ha, even with corrective lenses, hindi pa rin sila makakita. Ikaw, na malabo ang paningin at naglagay ka ng salamin dyan, umayos, hindi pa considered yon na physical disability. Okay? It's not already a special need. Okay? Pag nilagyan ng salamin niya at na maayos na yung pagkakita niya, kahit sa malayo, consider the child as the regular children with those needs as regular children. Okay? Pero pag nilagyan na ng salamin at malabo pa rin, ganun na talaga siya kahit ano pang medication niya ilagay. That's already a child with special needs. So this could be characterized by the following: normal functioning of other senses, okay, except for the eyes, other senses, general learning ability as the learners without disability, yet fewer opportunities as the others. Reduced capability to imitate others kasi nga visually hindi nila makita ng maayos. Inability to observe verbal and nonverbal cues, general feeling of uncertainty and anxiety, kasi nga malabog. Usually, children with special needs, na alam na nila yung disability nila or yung special needs nila, nagkakaroon ng low self-esteem. Okay? Yung wala na silang tiwala sa sarili nila or hesitant na sila na gawin yung isang task. Ang trabaho mo ngayon is to encourage na kahit mabagal, basta may progress, that's good. That's very good. Okay? You might learn this slowly, but no problem. What is important is you learn. There is still the word learn, even if it's slowly. Okay? Yun yung sinasabi natin. At tignan nyo naman, yung children, di ba, with autism, na na-train, okay, na-train sila, na pag tumanda sila, they act like normal, na hindi mo na ma-determine na may autism pala yung taong yun. Kasi na-train siya ng maayos. Okay? Okay. Last, we have hearing loss. This is the malfunction of the ear or associated nerves that interfere with the perception of sounds. Okay? Characterized by the following: delayed language development. Automatically, pag bingi ka, okay, you're totally deaf, automatic you are mute. Unless nung bata siya, nakaririnig siya, and then bingi na lang siya, nung around, kunyari, teenager siya, kaya pa niya magsalita kasi mayroong input dun sa tenga. May narinig siya mga sounds. So, he can produce the sound. Okay? Pero, kung inborn ang deafness, expect that the child will also be mute. So, ano ang gagamitin? Sign language. So, pag meron kayong mga estudyanteng ganyan, you should be a master of sign language. So, yun, pag pinagsama-sama, kunyari, bingi na, and then meron pang amputation, okay? that's severe and multiple disabilities, having two or more of the disabilities, and they require highly specialized service. Okay, for the last topic, it's on the slide. All you have to do is to read it. I will upload this one. And for tonight, wala kang ibang gagawin kundi basahin lang yung mga last slides plus yung details na nandun sa notes. So, nakita nyo na yan. It's about inclusive education. Ang lesson lang natin dito is kahit na meron tayong special class or special education for these children with special needs, ang goal pa rin nun is to put these children with special needs into the mainstream classroom, doon sa regular classroom. Yun ang end goal nila. That they will receive the same attention as the regular or as those learners without disability. Okay, so if you don't have any question,